What's good, everybody, and welcome to Smooth Lies. I'm your host, Jamal. Got some of my guys here on today's show. My man, Forte.
Yeah.
My man, Steph.
Yo, Wagwan.
And my man, Meech.
What up, what up?
Hopefully, everybody's doing well today. Hopefully, you had a great week. Welcome to episode 27, The Fed Up Society. To get right into it, man, we're going to start off real fresh, real fast. Gunna. Gunna. Out here this week, the man is finally free. We're gonna go ahead and play a clip. Because what's going on in the social media world, people are debating, people are arguing, people are furious about if Gunna went out being a snitch.
Man, they gunning for Gunna.
In court, some startling statements.
Please state after each statement whether or not you agree or acknowledge that statements are true, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I became affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true as it pertains to you, Mr. Kitchens?
Yes, ma'am.
YSL is a music label and a gang, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
Oh my God.
Damn.
Oh my gosh.
He said, yes, ma'am.
Oh, my goodness. Mickey?
It got real sweaty in the courtroom after that.
Stuart Little.
Forte, man, I'll let you go ahead and run it, man. What's your thoughts on after hearing that video?
One of Disney's top-selling movies was Ratatouille.
Was it Ratatouille?
Ratatouille.
I don't fucking know. That's Ratatouille. I don't know how you pronounce it, but what that shit is ratting.
That was Ratty.
Yeah.
Radioli.
I have knowledge of that, and they like, whoa. So, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. That man, I mean, okay, so he admits to knowing that, right? So he admits to knowing that they've committed crimes. I think that's dry snitching too. Like, I know one of these niggas done did something.
I mean,
But it's like, it's kind of tricky.
I don't
like
say
it
it's
at
tricky
all.
because if
It makes me itch.
me answering that question, I would have said no because they just said answer true or false to these statements. So if you're saying true to the statement, he just said true to the whole statement.
you can't say no, though.
I mean,
You can't at this point, because this was a plea deal.
Yeah.
At this point, you have to answer truthfully.
Oh, he got plea. Yeah,
this was already predetermined before
Yeah,
he
it was
even
like
came
they
to
already
court.
know.
So he has to testify.
Yeah.
So they already have evidence to know, like, okay, we know the answer, but we need you to say it.
Yeah.
If you want to get your plea.
I mean, but then now he could get subpoenaed to come back to court as a witness.
yeah.
Because he already testified.
But now if you're a witness, now that's gonna be crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
But that's how I feel like that's how they can play the game though, because everybody thinking with him coming home right now, they think, oh, it's a done deal for him.
Yeah.
He took his plea deal, he served his time, he coming home. But now they still have the other case that's opening up. And they still have to go after Young Thug and the whole rest of everybody else that's there.
I'm gonna say, sorry.
No, you good.
Shout out Freddie Gibbs because he told us. He told us that Gunner was on Crime Stoppers. This is a fact. This is a fact.
Yeah,
Let's look it up. Shout out Big Rabbit.
What were you going to say, Steph?
No, but to provide some context, his lawyer did say he didn't snitch. He said nothing. He did not cooperate. He said basically it was for the plea deal, basically. And then Young Thug's sister also said stop saying that Gunna snitched. So I mean, if Young Thug's sister is backing him, I don't know.
I got something to say, but what you think, Jamal?
I mean
I
that's
got
coming from
something
his
to
family.
say
His
after
family.
that, but
So
Your family saying he's not snitching, so I don't know.
So I mean, this is just my opinion, bro. Like, I feel like we have civilian and then we have involvement within like gangs. Right. So to more of that clip, like if you heard the full clip I had, there was also another question where the lawyers like, was it you? And then they gave up Young Thug's like government name. you all had drugs, and I believe it was a gun or something within the vehicle or something. And he had to also admit that too, where, like you said, like this was already a done deal. Like it was one of them things where we had to get you on camera or within the courtroom saying this. But watching that clip, I'm like, someone is literally live recording this. Like they have to be within the first 2 rows. The first 2 rows to get this footage.
Yeah.
And then immediately it goes right there. Like, what was it? It was probably like 10, 30 minutes after we get the news of him being free that, oh wow, we're seeing what the questions that were asked within the court. So how I look at it, him being a snitch, I don't know if it's really a snitch. I think it's more so speaking on of my involvement and my knowledge of knowing what this was.
Yeah.
Because he also did say, I apologize to my fans and, to the families I may have hurt and stuff like that. Now, with his situation, there's not saying that he was involved in the crimes that are stacked against the YSL group / gang, but he was involved on essentially saying he was a part of YSL. You know what I mean? So, but one thing I did look at with this case, it's not a federal case. It's at the state level. Yeah. So that's why we see all these people getting freed and taking plea deals. Now, one thing that was very interesting about this is that Young Thug's lawyer came out and said that people are essentially snitching on Young Thug in order to be freed. Mm-hmm. Now, he didn't come out and just say Gunna, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like if it was on the stance of Gunna snitching, it would have been leaked by Young Thug's camp, like his immediate camp, that, this dude is a snitch.
Yeah.
Just like Tekashi. Tekashi, that stuff came out immediately that he went in there and he told. You know what I'm saying? So people of his camp had to do more time, and then when that got out, now Tekashi is out here saying I snitched. Like, you also told me not to snitch, and they did X, Y, and Z. So I think it's a little bit interesting to see how this moves forward. And Twitter was giving Gunna hell.
You see,
of course, it's fishy as shit, bro. Like I don't really know the inner workings of it. Like, we not in the courtroom with it, but from that, it's just like I feel like there's going to be, just like if you've been to court, there's going to be some following shit with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you're agreeing that you were a part of a label that was a gang. Yes, I was in that.
Yeah.
So it's going to be more levels to this.
They can always call you back.
Yeah.
Like,
they can always
you're not
free
bring
for
you
real.
back. Yeah,
you know
and you low-key just extended yourself to
Rico
more
shit
questions.
really lasts for a long time.
So there was paperwork that did get released and stuff that said that if he is called to testify, he has to come back.
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah.
But it's not. I don't think that it's testifying on incriminating himself, because they can't try him again.
Well,
so
no,
it would
they
have
can't.
to be for somebody else.
Yeah, but then now when you're on that stand, you have no choice now, because you accepted your plea deal. Yeah. You got sent home. You're on the witness stand. You have no choice but to tell the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you can plead the fifth, but even pleading the fifth, they already got you admitting to that there are people committing crimes. They just don't know who it is.
But the good thing, before we get into our next topic, the good thing that was for Young Thug this week, the judge threw out the cell phones.
Yeah.
So
I saw that.
The judge threw out the cell phones. So they got to figure out what else they gonna try to throw on him in order to make some stuff stick.
What all was on the cell phone, like
conversations,
and that's what really incriminated.
That was like illegal
the big
wiretapping, though, right?
I think it was illegal.
Illegal wiretapping, so that's why.
That sound like some power shit, man.
Definitely,
man, it sound like some power shit.
I would
Straight
say
out the
though, I would
movies.
say you gotta be careful about the snitch label, because now Gunna probably can't even walk around ATL like that.
No.
Yeah.
His party is straight.
But see, and that's the interesting thing about the streets. And when somebody goes in, you think about the headline, what the crime was, right? Mm-hmm. So now we're like, okay, well, this crime, you're supposed to do this. This is the max. This is the minimum. This is the middle, of good time served and so. But the fact, like how we have social media and stuff, we didn't even see the full court. You know what I mean? We didn't even see the full court.
Right. We only got a snippet of it.
But we get a snippet and we're able to grasp and form an opinion like, oh, that person's a snitch or boom, boom, boom. Like when it came to him sitting here within that clip that we saw, he answers truthfully, but for some strange reason, especially like with the black community, it's like that situation, he's supposed to get up there and lie. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm supposed to get up there and lie. Now, like I said, if he was involved and he lied, I mean, he told the truth and stuff like that, okay. If he wasn't involved and then he lied, it's one of them things like we don't really know at the end of the day. We're just either fans of Gunna and and YSL, or we stick to the no snitch code. And one thing I've noticed over the last 2 years, people are like the word snitching and its definition has like shifted.
Oh yeah, completely.
It shifted crazy, like
completely.
And that goes to some whole other shit. Like,
hold on, you said some whole other shit or some
whole other shit,
like
as
with
in
a
like
W?
whole other shit. Some whole other shit
with a W or
hey, however you see it, brother. Because I'm gonna break it down to you.
Oh Lord,
because it's getting to the point where there was a time in life where if you told on somebody, something happened to you.
Yeah.
Niggas is telling and nothing's happening to them. So you're going to get more motherfuckers to tell because ain't nothing happening to them. So there's no one respecting the code of that whole situation, the streets, whatever you want to call it. Because I was told not to tattletale and shit like that.
It kind of looked like courage. Like you have the courage to
speak out.
And speak up.
But it's like, this is shit that, my thing is, if we're involved in the same lifestyle, we doing the same shit, and I tell on you, that's crazy. You feel what I'm saying? Now, if it's I'm not with it, but if it's a pedestrian, I think we talked about it a couple episodes ago.
Civilian stuff, yeah.
Civilian stuff, hey, you know, whatever. But these are niggas that's down with what we talking about. Like, we locked in on this. We know what the code is, the laws is, everything, and we telling on each other. That shit whack as fuck.
There's a question to have though. Like, does Gunna, like, does he know, like, is he even from that, or is it like, I don't know, circumstance? Like, he grew up in the area.
Yeah, like you rap well.
Or it could have been like you say, he rap well. I'm gonna join this label. They're gonna provide protection. If I'm out here doing whatever, going to clubs, whatever, I got that. And that's probably that's what it seems like.
It seems like he has
He don't
backing.
seem like he's like some type of like street dude like that. He just seems like he just grew up around that area, got signed. I was like, all right.
That happens a lot of times.